So before we watch this video, keep in mind this is not a full, in-depth, detailed, comprehensive install video, as I did not have instructions, and this is a pre-production unit. So the actual unit that PERRIN does sell when it does come out to the market may be slightly different than this. So keep that in mind, and let's get to the video. Hey guys, thanks for joining me, and I just want to say big thanks to PERRIN Performance for allowing me to test out one of their pre-production front mount intercoolers for the 2015 Up WRX.
Yeah, all right.
We're going to try to install the PERRIN front mount intercooler. And this is a pre-production unit that PERRIN did send out to me, so the install might not be exact to the actual production unit. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put their stencil on there. They do provide the stencil. This is pretty much just a piece of vinyl with their logo cut out. And all you can do is just pretty much spray paint that, take the vinyl off, and you're done. So remember, 8 bolts total, 4 on each side. Alright, front crash bar is now off. Won't be needing those. Alright, so next part of the install, these little plastic tabs on the front support beam are going to have to be trimmed. Oh, that was super easy. There you go, just do that and repeat on the other side. So next step up in the process, it says to take this horn on the passenger side, which I think is a 12mm bolt, and you're just going to rotate it up. Real simple. Oh, this thing is really flimsy. Go ahead and leave it like that and tighten it down. Up there. So the fitment is very, very close now. It is almost touching the headlight on this side with the support beam. On the other side, it's just barely touching. So very, very close tolerances. So far, everything fits just fine. The horn, I don't know if you can see it back there, just clears the intercooler just fine. So next to go is the intercooler, or the verticooler, which I have installed right here. That's gonna come off. If you have the stock one, it's pretty much gonna be the same process. All right, got everything undone on that verticooler. This is always a pain to get out because of how tight it is up top. So I took off the air scoop. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take off the fan. These are just two 10mm bolts, and there's a connection plug down there. Just gives you more room to wiggle the charge pipe out the way. So disconnecting the clamp to the bypass valve. And next thing I'm gonna do is, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of dark down in there. I'm gonna take off the little adapter for, let me pull this out, for the charge pipe. I do see just a little bit of oil in there, not too bad, but that's normal. Time to order an air oil separator. All right, so far I have this hose kit right here, and I see the one for the one that connects to the turbo. So one thing you want to do is take your OEM charge pipe gasket, and you're going to put this on the new one. Hopefully that's the right one, and I'm going to put it on there nice and loose, because I still have to get the bypass valve in there. This might be a tight fit. If you want to make it easier, you could take the whole intake plastic housing off and your intake off. So you can see down in there, I have an extension. Now, keep in mind you want to do this by hand first. I'm going to tighten down that hose clamp, this hose clamp to the bypass valve. You can see right there, and I'm going to put another hose clamp on here. And we'll figure out which piping goes on to here. Alright, next thing you're going to do is take your coupler, which is a reducer. I think it's the 2.75, which reduces down to a 2 1/4. You're going to take that, and that's going to attach to this end of the intercooler. But make sure you get your hose clamps. I forgot to do that. And now I can put the pipe into the coupler. So you want to leave that loose for now. You don't want to tighten everything up, because you're going to have to do adjustments in the future. Up, you're going to take your 2 1/4 coupler, and you're going to hook it onto this end of the boost tube. But first, make sure you get your hose clamps. I went and kind of closed up the hose clamps so they don't slip down the boost tube. but it's not tight, it's still loose, as you can see right there. So next up, you're gonna take your boost tube. Now this one is going to lead to the turbo, and shaped like this. You have this angle in, it kind of goes in just a little bit. That's gonna go to the coupler down there. I can wiggle this around, it's not hitting anything. So good fitment so far. And once you have all your tubing all installed and ready to go, snug down, not tighten down, but snug down, go ahead and take your radiator fan and go ahead and install it. And you'll see that there's still plenty of room to get your radiator fan installed. Go ahead and tighten these down. These don't need to be super tight. Just snug them down. All right, next we have the windshield washer tank. All right, I wasn't expecting this. Looks like I gotta take the washer tank and I gotta cut out the sensor and the pump. This is gonna be interesting. All right, the sensor at the bottom of this is kind of a pain to get to, because you're gonna need to undo that before you can take this out. All right, got the pump out, and little boy's over there cutting out the sensor. So I applied just a little bit of grease on there. That's gonna go on the bottom. Now this is gonna be a tight fit. So got the sensor installed. This is a job in itself because the hole is just big enough to get the rubber washer in there, and holy crap, that was a pain. It took me about 20 minutes to get that in there. The pump, it's actually not too bad. You want to take out the rubber washer, stick that in the hole, and then put this into the rubber washer. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay, so remove the overflow tank. I removed this before. There's a little tab right here, and you just take that and undo it like this. It comes right out. No tools needed. Take this out. Okay, so it says to take off the rubber coolant hose. All right, so there's that. Install the supplied hose. All right, so I got the coolant overflow tank. I got the bracket, and it says they recommend using the offset hole, which is the one on the outside, with the supplied washer and nut. So like I said, I'm gonna leave that off to the side for now because the intercooler piping is gonna have to go through this area, and there's no other place to put it other than right here. And I don't want this to get in the way. So one thing I had to do for the PERRIN intercooler install, like I said, I don't have instructions for this, but to make the top pipe fit, I had to cut these tabs off the driver's side radiator fan. So a simple hacksaw, and I was able to cut these off with very little issues. So very easy to cut those off. So you can see my engine's taken apart right now because we're getting our valves cleaned. Video soon to come on that. No idea how it goes. Does it go over that? All right, so last thing we did, we got the driver's side all connected to the car. This is your coolant reservoir?
It was right here.
Yeah, it was right here before, so we had to cut off these tabs on the top and at the bottom in order to accommodate this pipe. So this simply bolts into, there's a ground little strap down there. You can't really see it, but I just used that bolt and secured this there. So looks like it fits. So other parts that had to be cut off. So some of the bottom plastic trim pieces also had to be cut. You probably can't see that deep down in here, but this tray had to be cut on the inside just a little bit in a little this shaped fashion to get that to route through. Now also what needs to be cut is part of the bumper for your fog light bezels. Now what I did, I cut out a little too much, and like I said, I was in a hurry. You're gonna see why in a future video, but some of this had to be trimmed off in order to accommodate the tubing for the PERRIN intercooler. Like I said, this is my backup bumper, so no big deal for as far as using this for trial and error. So not sure if the final unit is gonna require all that trimming or not, but we'll see. But this definitely had to be cut in order to put the bumper on, because I was struggling for an hour to get the bumper on, and I quickly found out the piping was hitting the fog light bezels inside the bumper. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I had no instructions when doing this install pre-production. But anyways, once again, big thanks to PERRIN for allowing me to test out their front mount intercooler. I feel very fortunate. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys in a future video.